So, hello, flying boys and fly girls. I'm here in Krushevo with Stef Juncker from South Africa, the big boy from South Africa. And he's going to talk to us about the glider he's flying, because he's flying the MacPara Magus.
10, I think.
Magus 10, something.
I think it's just called Magus. Yeah.
All right. Tell us a little bit more about this glider, because we've seen you making it to goal, and a lot of pilots are saying you're gliding really phenomenal with this glider. It's not a CCC, is it?
It's not a CCC, it's a D glider.
Yeah.
And Philippe, I first want to interrupt you and say I'm not the big man from South Africa. It's Andre Rainsford and Russell Achterberg, in my opinion, who are much better pilots from South Africa than I am. And I want to give a shout out.
You're taller.
I'm taller. No, they're both taller than me.
So.
But Andre sends regards. He unfortunately had some small problem, some small health story that he couldn't be here. He was confirmed, he paid, and at the last minute he couldn't come. So he has to recover a little bit longer. So he sends greetings. And the Magus, great glider. I like MacPara very much. Peter Richek and Christian Armon are the designers of that glider. It's a very small team, a small company from Czech Republic, and you don't see them much. They're, of course, one of the sponsors of the PwC, which I think is amazing. And I thought I'd take a chance and just try their glider, and bought one, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's a really, really easy handling glider. In the last years, I've flown everything from a Xeno 1 to an Evox to a couple of Enzos, and I have to say this MacPara I can turn inside the thermal, inside the others, and its glide and speed are really not so bad. Really, really nice. Really surprised. I didn't expect it to be so good. And
If you're a good pilot with experience, this is probably what I felt when I went back to those two-liner ENDs. Is that it's similar to what military pilots talk about when they talk about the F-16 compared to twin-engine, big, complex fighters. The F-16 is just an extension of the pilot, and you're much more productive and efficient with something you can control fully without having to manage systems, let's say.
I completely agree. I mean, let's talk about how brave you are or how ballsy you might be. I definitely feel as I get older, with all the experience I have of competitions, I start to become a little bit more conscious of how I'm feeling in the air. And I don't want to say I'm freaked out by the CCC gliders, not at all. But they just take something out of my psyche, out of my... I'm
computing power.
Yes, I was going to say afraid, but that's a bad word. Yeah. So now I'm completely comfortable on this D glider, and it goes back to again and again we talk about flying a glider that you're in your comfort zone, and I'm completely comfortable with this thing, which is meaning that of course I can push harder and be.
It frees it frees up space in your head for thinking about other things, I'd say.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm much more chilled out. I don't know if you know the story of, there's this really good documentary called Faster, which is about the history of MotoGP. And it's the narrator is Ewan McGregor, and the very first person inside it's Valentino Rossi. And they also talk about this really, really tough rivalry between him and Max Biaggi. And once the doctor from the Formula One or the GP circuit put a heart rate monitor on both these guys in a race, and Biaggi's heart rate was like 181, highest heart rate, and Valentino's was 120. So one thing that would be really curious for me, Philippe, would be to put a heart rate monitor on most of the pilots and measure what we have as a heart rate through the race. It would be an interesting. I think about this quite often. No?
We thought about putting a probe inside every pilot a long time ago.
Maybe the probe for tightness,
Yeah, you'd get some information for sure. All right, we could see level 3 without even pushing.
Yeah. The probe would say it. Yeah.
Okay,
great. So MacPara, really great. Magus, really recommended for people who are wanting to have a D glider. Really, I don't have an interest in MacPara. I just really think they make a very, very nice product. So.
Did you tune it a little bit, or
no? Stock standard. I got it brand new, paid for it, and put it as it is. Now I have just 7 flights on it, and I'm doing quite okay with it. And
all right. That's nice. It looks nice too. Really beautiful glider, and some friends of mine who fly too. They really fly good with it, and they're happy.
Yeah, really.
Okay, what do you think about today? We go downwind again?
I haven't seen the task yet, but yesterday I thought was a brilliant task.
Was it a bit too slow there?
No, not at all. The clouds at the first turn points were properly working, and those who were smart enough got a proper climb up before they started to go down. I don't like testing the bottom. I don't think that being close to the ground is healthy for the head or for the psyche when you're testing the bottom. And of course, we all know that the lower you are, the more you have to be desperate, and that's where your whole game slows down. That's something I learned long ago.
Yes.
So,
Your brain starts to go ballistic, and you can't think too straight anymore.
Yeah. So, sorry, may I? Andrew Smith, the late Andrew Smith, taught me long ago, use every thermal to the top and get high, stay high. Now, of course, those are before the days of gaggle flying, and as I say, I think the game has changed a lot in paragliding, that now we are just very comfortably gaggle flying. Like I find these, if you stay with a gaggle, I find these tasks incredibly easy to fly and very fast and very easy without too much having to think for ourselves. So,
But the case of staying with the gaggle is, I think, is most important part is the thermal. You have to be able to climb and not lose somebody's moving to a better core. You have to go and really fast, or else.
Yeah, for sure. And Martin here from Krushevo taught me, the competition is won in the climbs. If you can take the 2s and 3s and leave the 1s and 2s, you are doing better, and that's very plain and simple. That's not a secret. Yeah?
I think a good training for this is when you're in traffic jam, you switch lanes. The best one at switching lanes is good in switching thermal cores, I guess.
Absolutely. Not if you ride a motorcycle in South Africa, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Stef. Let's
thanks, Philippe.
get another one and see maybe the task or something.
Yeah, let's go.
Take care.